This island we call home is beautiful. We play, we laugh, we grow, we thrive on this land. But what would happen if all this changed? If current development trends continue, 100% of the unprotected open space on Aquidneck Island will be developed by 2050. Open space, no matter the size, plays a vital role. In the north end of Newport, there is a small, vibrant park that has a huge impact.
People who were involved with the park were concerned that it could be developed. They wanted to make sure that that didn't happen, that it remained as a free park. And there is an actual portion of my Antinomy Park that was developed in the 60s. So when people say that that will never happen, well, it did happen. It happened right here. So there is a real concern, and we serve a real function in making sure that this park is protected forever for the community.
Technically grew up and across the street. I have my own apartment now. I have my own family. I know the area very well. It's a beautiful place. I love the park, especially if you walk into the woods. It has a lot of space. It's beautiful. The kids will have fun.
This park, it's a gem for Newport, but it's certainly a gem for the North End, and it really is one of the few open space park properties that there is in this area. So it serves a huge function in making sure that people who live here have connection to the land, which they wouldn't have if you didn't have this park property here.
So a lot of the birds that stop here deem this to be a relatively productive place in terms of its capacity to meet their energetic demand. And if it were to just cease to exist, they would have to find other places along the landscape to derive those nutrients. It's inordinately important for these birds, these millions of birds that are coming through on migration.
My Antinomy Park is 30 acres. In total, the Aquidneck Land Trust stewards 2,605 acres of land. Every acre of conserved land improves the quality of life for everyone. Nearly 60% of the island is currently zoned for suburban residential development. Strong communities stay together and help one another. Preserving this land is impossible without help from everyone. Farmers play an extremely important role in preserving the stability of our ecosystems here on the island. According to a trend scenario, 2,579 acres of prime agricultural land will be lost to development by 2050. The preservation of local agriculture is essential.
Farms are one of the best ways of preserving open space. It's productive, and it's become a destination where people will come here. It's a win-win situation.
We never actually envisioned what we have now. We never had a business plan. People came in and would ask us, what else do you have? What else do you have? And so we just kept getting it. We kept planting it, and one thing led to another. Here we are. We hire in the summer close to 50 people. And I know a lot of people think Land Trust's main focus is to preserve farms, but in this instance, they've helped us create our farm.
You know, we're really fortunate to be able to lease this land because we would not have access to land to operate a business without the help of the Land Trust.
They are very supportive of the various needs we have as a growing business. We have regular discussions about what infrastructure we might need, how we use the land, and a lot more goes into it than just tilling the land, throwing the vegetables in, and walking away. So they're very flexible and understanding about what we'll need on the property going forward.
We have a real community, and we poll them periodically on what they've liked, what they've not liked, so they kind of push us to another level.
We're all connected. This is everyone's land. We are an island of one. So what happens in one community affects all of us. Our land is fragile and needs our help. Despite flat population growth, Aquidneck Island has added 6,200 new housing units since 1980, an average of about 160 per year. Overdevelopment has negative effects on our quality of life. Overdevelopment is harmful to our health and to our watershed. 100% of the island's reservoirs and principal streams are already categorized as impaired by the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management. And trend development will continue to accelerate water quality impairment. In overdeveloping our island, we will quickly run out of space. Developments will be constructed right next to our reservoirs. In overdeveloping, we will be poisoning ourselves. Open space is crucial to the success and well-being of our community. It helps us to build climate resiliency, reduce flooding risks, and minimize damage from stormwater runoff.
When we first moved here, this was what we wanted, this is what we saw. And then when we heard that it was going to be developed, my heart sank. There was a bunch of dedicated people from this neighborhood who decided that we were going to try to fight this. We started to attend the zoning and planning board meetings up in Portsmouth, kept up the pressure, kept up the research, and over the course of 2 years, we were able to really delay the developer long enough to where the Aquidneck Land Trust came in and was able to raise enough money to buy the property from the developer. Now, the forest and the meadow have a nature trail that's usable by the public. This was a really rare New England old-growth beech forest, which was between 200 and 300 years old, and it needed to be saved. There's a lot of wildlife in there. The bird population here in this forest is just tremendous. We really appreciate the fact that it's here and that it's been preserved now in perpetuity.
It seems perfectly obvious to me. There is a benefit to everyone from the work of the Land Trust.
They have wonderful representation from all walks of life and all the communities on the island. I think they're just doing wonderful work.
But in order for it to be successful, it needs the continued support, both financially and in terms of encouragement and participation of everyone in the community.
What can we do to protect our land? We all play an important role in protecting our land from overdevelopment. Our very future depends on everyone taking action in their own unique way. It is possible to create positive change, to take a stand, to preserve the land, and to educate the next generation. Support the Aquidneck Land Trust and preserve your future. This video was made possible through a generous grant from the Prince Charitable Trusts.